now flex, the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga, woof. I'm a 88 pack nigga, woof. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood, tryna stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Let us bleed. Let us bleed. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to Mighty LDBC. Yeah. Fight weekend. Looking forward to this. I'm very much looking forward to this. But I want to ask y'all. You know, I had this weird feeling. And I'm asking y'all, could it be? Could it be? I'm gonna take you on a little journey on history. For those of you that go back this far, to me it feels like yesterday, but some of you are young bucks, so use Google and YouTube for what it's for, because I'm gonna mention fights. It's the fight at hand, and just wondering, could it be? You'll get the picture. If you're young and trying to get educated, and you want to know about the history of the sport and why I'm making this comparison as something that could possibly be, but there are some differences. I'm not talking about the level of matchup. I am talking about a possible outcome. So we're going to do some reminiscing. Donnie, the OG, early in that super chat, salute to you, good brother. Good morning to you. Let's do this roll call. I like talking about boxing when it was really good. 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s. And it was fun to watch when I wasn't worried about, who made what. Mark Wunderlich, my brother, Rod Nail, Stormy, B-Man, MXC, Mac of Dose, Mac of the South. Weekend that Rennie, salute, Sam Mac, Mind of Mansa Musa, brother Donnie. Philip D, what's going on? The Jab Jamboree, what's good? Chief Wildfire, Shogun. Jose Diaz, my brother, Dirt Gang Boss. Ball Masters Football, salute. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's take this journey back down memory lane. All right, so we got this fight coming up tomorrow. Over here in the States is going to be early. The OG, the real OG, Mr. Mont, salute. Y'all know I don't deal with AJs. I'm not an AJ fan. Tay, morning. I don't deal with AJ. Y'all know why. I'm gonna try and stay away from that. But you know what AJ's doing? AJ's actually fighting his contemporary. Well, go figure that. Go figure that. A fighter today actually fighting his contemporary. Go figure that. How about that? This is actually happening. A fighter today actually making it to the ring and fighting his contemporary. Oh, you don't see that much. Anyway, so AJ is a megastar in the UK, and Daniel Dubois was next up. DP Rocker, salute. He was next up. A few years ago, we held him to high regards, and yeah, we was watching him, and then certain rumor came about. And we were like, what? We all know what the rumor was. We heard that Dubois did to AJ in sparring worse what Errol Spence did to Floyd Mayweather. Todd Swindle salute. You see, Floyd ain't get knocked out. He just got lumped up in sparring. That's the word. Floyd Mayweather confirmed it. The word we got was Danny Dubois slept him. Joe, what up? Danny Dubois slept this dude. And we was like, yo, who's Danny Dubois? And we see him. You know, he's a big, burly black brother out the UK, and I'm seeing video of him working hard, and I'm like, okay. I like the footwork. You know, he looks pretty powerful. Jeff Spark in the building, salute. I'm like, okay, all right. Let's watch the kid. So we watching him, and I'm seeing some of his fights, and he's looking good. He's beating guys he's supposed to beat. Okay. So the pandemic happens. Adrian, what up? The pandemic happens, and you know, the world gets shut down, and you know, unfortunate things are happening. Dill Spooley, salute. And boxing resumes, and we're fighting in the bubble. It was very strange. We're watching these $1 million fighters fight with no audience. It's hard to watch. And Daniel Dubois gets his first step-up fight against the juggernaut, Joe Joyce. Now, leading up to that fight, I said, well, you know, I'm watching this kid. And, you know, Joe Joyce is very big and robotic. Very nice guy, though. Met him. He's a very nice guy. You know, this is no disrespect. We just going off of what we see. It's like, you know, he's a big, strong guy, but he's slow. And Daniel Dubois has good feet. He has good speed. Seems to have good power. So on paper, you know, I believed, and many people did, not everyone, a lot of people did pick Joe Joyce. I said, you know, I don't see it. And speaking of not being able to see, in that fight, for whatever reason, Daniel Dubois, I mean, he got offended if he didn't run into a damn jab. Beezy, salute. Benching 205 and a strong house, salute to you. You know, I'm like, why is he, literally headbutting his fist? And I'm like, what's happening? Well, eventually he couldn't take it anymore and he quit. He got stopped. And I said, oh man, what happened? Joe Joyce outboxed Daniel Dubois. And people had to rethink some things. His orbital bone was busted. The swelling was bad. I knew there was something going on with his eye. And, you know, I mean, it's one thing to get a swollen eye, but when your orbital bone is broken, that's a broken bone, y'all. That had to hurt. So I'm like, all right, you know, hey, is it over for him? Were they putting him on a pedestal? I don't know. So goes back to the drawing board. You know, a couple of fights. I think he fought on the Don King card. And, you know, I watched him and I said, okay, looks like he isn't too rattled. And he got back to business. I think he fought on the Jake Paul card, you know, and he got back to business. And I'm watching him. I said, okay, he doesn't look too rattled. He wasn't like hiding his head in shame because, you know, after fighters lose, certain fighters, when they lose, they show it in their next fight that they're not 100% mentally. But he got back to business, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't seem rattled at all. But how's he gonna look when he fights another contemporary? Enter Alexander Usyk. Now in the Usyk fight, right? The Usyk fight. Now what I'm saying here is very important because I'm leading somewhere. Bert, what up? Jared, what's good? He was in that fight, man. He was in that fight. Usyk is just a really good boxer, man. And he was in that fight. As a matter of fact, some say that he won. AJ, what's good? Pablo Escobar, salute. Some say that Daniel won off that body shot. Did Usyk play it up? I think so. Kamara, what's good? I think he played it up, and a lot of people saying, well, yeah, Usyk just played it up to the ref. He'd have got up if there was just a count. Maybe, but the fact that you dropped off of a body shot and you had to play it up to the ref, that showed me something. At least, at minimum, it was a knockdown. That was not a low blow. It was on the belt line, which was legal. It was a body shot, and Usyk fell on the floor. And I mean, those were guerrilla tactics. Now, my personal opinion is, Usyk was given a lot of time. Usyk got back in the fight. I think, and this is just me talking. Rick Blackwell, salute. It's just me talking. I think Daniel Dubois, because you need to understand, this is after, during that Russian-Ukrainian situation. I think Daniel Dubois he gave up in that fight because of the environment. And I need you to understand what I'm saying. He gave up in that fight because of the environment. If he smashed the gas on Usyk, I believe that Dubois was more concerned about his well-being and his family's well-being and getting out of Poland. I think that he figured some stuff out. What that ref did, I'm like, man, they gave him this time. I didn't hit that guy low. And I think the moment got to him where he said, you know what? It's not worth it. If I whoop on this guy some more, I could win the fight, but I ain't gonna win this war. I ain't gonna make it out of here. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I really believe that was going on in his brain. I really believe that. And he just gave up mentally and said, you know what? Nah, that wasn't low. That was not low. And they doing this for him. Imagine if I really beat this guy. My sister's here, my dad's here. No. I'm gonna get back to his sister and dad in a second. Main biker, salute. So I think he just gave up mentally for safety reasons. That's just my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree. But you non-blacks that disagree, you don't walk a day in our shoes. Y'all always say we complaining. Little quick history lesson. We've been complaining about police brutality since the police was invented. For years, white people said, oh, the cops are our friends. Y'all are just doing crimes. They're not doing this for no reason. Then Rodney King happened. Oh, well, that was just one thing. And no, it's not. We was telling you that this ass whoopings like this. I know people that saw that and say, yo, that's light. I saw worse ass whoopings that weren't caught on video. Because remember, this was the 90s. I seen worse ass whoopings. Louis Hatton, salute. And then what did they do? Oh, well, Rodney King had a criminal record. That has nothing to do with what was going on at that moment. That's just as ridiculous as a war veteran that has a Purple Heart and was literally John Rambo, ducked bullets and took down 18 different enemy soldiers in another country. A war hero comes home, gets hit by a car coming from the grocery store, and that's what kills him. It's not fair, right? Right. So why are you bringing up Rodney King's drug habit or his drug past? Right? Doesn't make sense. So then Rodney King happens, and then they insisted that was an isolated incident. We were like, no, it's not. Decades later, cell phones. Lando Castile. I forget the brother's name that was running away from the cop. The cop shot him in the back and tried to plant his taser on him and say that he stole my taser. But if it wasn't for that young man that recorded the whole situation, they'd have believed the cop. And it goes on and on and on. And you still have certain others that insist. Yeah, the Mike Brown situation. They're like, oh, he went for his gun. No, he didn't. No. Forget he went for his gun. Because that wasn't accurate. You know what they were saying? Oh, well, he robbed somebody. Okay. Y'all know what strong arm robbery is? That means someone walks up to you and takes your stuff and walks off with no weapon. Please explain why Mike Brown was shot. Then they say, oh, well, he went for his gun. Can't prove that. Everything that we prove in our favor, they diminish it. They demean it. So I think after that low body shot, I'm going to bring it back to boxing now. That after that body shot, right? And they gave Usyk that time and people started to boo. I think Daniel Dubois looked around and said, you know something? I beat this dude. I ain't getting out of here, man. I'll win the battle, but I'll be back there in the locker room and I'll have 1,000 Polish people beating on my door. You gotta understand, Usyk and Loma, they were the darlings of the world. Oh, they're going to war. Usyk can't fight Devin Haney. He's going to protect his country. The Klitschko's is over there. Okay. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, okay. Then they came back and they started fighting. They were the darlings. And by the way, they still got that red carpet at 135 rolled out for Loma. You watch what I tell you. The fact that he's not fighting the big ape. The fact that he's not fighting Magilla Gorilla and no one's holding him accountable. Okay. Remember when I said it, man? Watch. You watch what I tell you. So I think Daniel Dubois looked at that and said, hey, man, you know what? I need to live to fight another day. And he quit. So now he has this reputation of being a quitter. I understand. One time was against Joe Joyce, but he had a broken orbital bone. Once I found out it was a broken orbital bone, I gave him a lot of leeway. I said, all right, okay. That ish hurts. If y'all never broke your orbital bone, y'all can't tell him anything. That's painful. That's a broken bone, y'all. It's painful. He's lucky he's fighting again because the bone could have cut. I believe it could have cut his retina, and it could have been a nightmare for him. His career could have been ended that night. You understand? So there it is. And the Usyk situation, you don't have to agree, but I understood what was going on. I understood. I said, oh, you know what? Even if he won, knowing me, I'd have been like, yo, do your interview, go to your locker room, get your stuff, don't even change. Put on your robe, get to a car, go to the airport, get out of here. Get out of there. In Poland, get out, bro. Get out of there. Get out of there. And I can get deep on that, but I'm not, because I'm keeping it boxing. So in essence, what I'm saying is I could deal with those two losses, but a quitter he is not. And you know when he showed it? He showed it again in the Herkovich fight. He had a couple of fights in between, I believe. You know, forgive me, because but I'm jumping to the Herkovich fight. Everybody said he was going to quit. No. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. The Jarrell Miller fight. That was before the Herkovich fight. And what did everyone say about him? Thomas, what's good? If I miss you in the chat, know I love you. Focus Ball, what up? Stormy, salute. Now listen, everyone said Jarrell Miller was going to win that fight. I did a little clown video because he said something that was kind of funny, but you know, everyone said Jarrell Miller was going to fight. And I said, no, he's not. Number one, Jarrell was not in the best of shape. For a big guy, look, and I need you to understand what I'm about to say. On the outside looking in, we look at pigs as a fat animal. But wild pigs are just built like that. Jarrell Miller in shape is about 300 pounds in fighting shape. I'd like to see him go down to like 280, 270. But look at his physique when he fought Daniel Dubois, and look at his physique when he fought Andy Ruiz. It's two different people. The difference is about 50 pounds. Okay? I didn't pick Jarrell to win that fight at all. I said Dubois is going to beat him. Okay? Exactly, Stormy. But they don't know about that. They don't even know that guy's name. He tore his knee up in that fight, and he kept fighting. Okay? I can say I know something about knee injuries now. But Dubois gotten a bad rap. And when he got in the ring against Jarrell Miller, people swore that Jarrell Miller was going to eat shots, walk him down, corner him, and batter him. And I said, no. No. That's not going to happen. He's going to show lateral movement. And I know Jarrell has a chin, but it's there to be hit, and Dubois is going to hit him. And the longer the fight goes, people had it backwards. They say, oh, man, the longer, because, you know, Jarrell got this gas tank, and the longer the fight goes, it's going to be bad for Dubois. I say, no. The longer the fight goes, it's going to be bad for Miller. And then on fight night, that was the first time they actually saw Miller with his shirt off. I said, you see? He's about 50 pounds overweight. But we'll see what happens. Gio James, salute. We'll see what happens. And what happened? Dubois took him into deep waters and he drowned him and he stopped him. So I said, you see, that's Daniel Dubois. But you know what? That's also Jarrell Miller. He was overweight. All right? But Jarrell Miller is not no menacing power puncher. He's not. Sure will. The messenger, salute. He's not. He's just a big dude. He has enough power to keep you honest. I mean, I'm not saying to stand there and take a beating from him, but he's not no menacing puncher. He's not. Daniel outboxed him. There was no rounds in that fight that I recall Jarrell Miller winning, and he stopped him. Jarrell was fatigued, and he couldn't even hold his arms up, and the ref had to stop it. He stopped him. And I said, you know what? That's Daniel Dubois right there. Then the Hrgovic fight happened. Now this one, my brother Trick Nolte in the mother effing building. Salute to you. So now you got Hrgovic, whom is not the most active fighter. I was never sold on his style at all. That's just me. But, you know, the media wants to put him on a pedestal for obvious reasons. I'm not even going to go there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And everyone leading up to that fight, oh, he's going to quit again. He's going to quit again. He's going to quit. He's going to quit. He's going to quit. He's going to quit. I'm like, okay. He's going to quit, right? I got Dubois winning that fight. Slipped the jab, salute. And he walked up there and whooped on Frankenstein. And here's what he did, though. Here's what I didn't expect. Go back and watch the fight. He didn't box Hrgovic. That bell rang. He went out and jumped on him. He said, I'm going to see how good of a fighter he is. I ain't going to box with this dude. Because if I try and box with this dude, you know what they're going to do? They're going to zang me. They're going to zilly zang me. Because I think Zilly Zang beat Hrgovic. But again, I know what they're trying to do with Hergs. Good old Hergs. I said, okay. And when that bell rang, he stepped to him. I said, oh, what is he doing? And guess what? It was working. And he whooped on that boy and stopped him. Are y'all on a type of time of, hey man, when's Hrgovic fighting again? I never was. And there goes that. It's funny. No one's saying that Hrgovic is done because he lost to a quitter in that faction, right? You noticed that, right? No one is saying, oh, Hrgovic's done. He lost to Dubois. No one's saying that. So that aura of being a quitter, it's always going to hang over his head. But what I'm telling y'all is that it's false. It's false. He had a broken orbital bone in his first fight where he had to wave the white flag. And I don't care what anyone says, in my opinion, he fought Alexander Usyk in Poland, and I don't think he felt safe. I would love to ask him that, but it would have to be something off the record, because if he said that out loud, he'd get dragged. And if I talked to Danny Dubois and he confirmed what I said, y'all wouldn't know about it. I wouldn't even say it. Harlem in the building. Salute, Gerard. I wouldn't even say it. I would ask him, black man to black man, did you feel safe in Poland? And if he shook his head no, say no more. He could have beat Usyk. As a matter of fact, he did beat Usyk. He hit him with a good body shot. He said, yo, you know what? It's going to take me more than 10 seconds to get up off this floor. So I'm going to play it up to the ref. And that's what he did. That was old school tactics. He hit me low. Nah. So he said, you know what? They gave this to him? Okay, you know what? If I really beat this guy, I got to worry about the airport, man. I got to worry about my Uber to the airport. Now, let me tell you why I'm rooting for Daniel Dubois in this fight. Stormy put me on to an interview with Daniel Dubois' father. And man, I get it. Daniel Dubois, y'all heard me say father, right? Time out. You heard me say father, right? One more time. You heard me say father, right? Okay. If you don't like this guy, for you not to like this guy, there's something wrong with you. Daniel Dubois' father is a blue-collared, proud man. I watched that whole interview and I said, you know what? I get it. This is why Daniel Dubois could come back and ignore what's being said about him. Gets to the ring smiling. He wasn't rattled. Yo, listen, when Big Baby was calling him all kinds of Buddhists and Daniel was looking at him smiling like, what? You what? That doesn't, it really didn't bother him. People was like, oh, Dubois scared. I'm like, no, he's not, bro. He's smiling like, yo, I can't believe this dude. Does he not know he's a walking punching bag? Does he not? Okay, I'm gonna have to show this dude what I'm gonna do to him. Did he fight scared? No. Did he fight Usyk scared? No. He just said, you know what? That's what I'm saying. He waved the white flag like, yo, I know what happens if I beat this guy. It's gonna be 10 times worse what they did to the foreigners did to Marvin Hagler when he won on foreign soil. You see, when Big Baby steps to AJ out in the street, AJ was scared. When Deontay Wilder enters the same vicinity as AJ, look at his face. Well, you never seen it, but I have it on good authority that he was scared. He don't want to go near Deontay Wilder. That's scared. That is scared. Dubois not scared. You know why? I can tell about his upbringing. Now, I don't know what kind of father AJ has in his life. I know he's in his life, but when you have a father in your life, but your son is on video talking about he looked up to the Jeff Ports. the big Meeches of the world. What the hell are you talking about? You Brit? You looking up to black American gangsters and your father is in your life? I didn't see Daniel Dubois say that. Let the church say amen. It was weird to me. The black Brits talk so much crap about the black Americans, and you have your premier fighter looking up to our gangsters whom we don't claim. And I don't care how many rappers talk about them. Real black people don't claim those guys. They single-handedly effed up our community. We don't claim them. But your fighter claimed them? I didn't see Daniel Dubois doing that. Are y'all following me? Are y'all following me? I'm coming for those belts, boy. Remember that? Y'all forgot? Y'all short-term memory? Coming for those belts, boy. Let me see if I can pull that for y'all. I was disgusted. I was like, what the why is he doing this? Huh? Coming for those belts. Where's my, hold on. Where's my clip? Coming for those belts, boy. I was like, time out. What's he doing? Here it is. Coming for those belts, boy. I was like, wait a minute. What is he talking about? What is he talking about over there? What is he talking about? I know some of y'all got memory lapse. It's okay. It's okay. But I'm telling you that right there, that was where AJ lost me.
So I'm coming for them belts, boy. Don't see the wrath of the new champ. Different energy, different spirit. Coming to win. I tried to learn boxing, stick and move. Isolating the sweet science of the sport, doctrinating my style. But we're going back to the raw, rugged streets. That's where I belong. I never followed no athletes growing up, no movie stars. I followed the hustlers, the Rayful Edmonds, the Jeff Ports, the Nicky Barnes, the Big Meeches, the Larry Hoovers. You understand me? They're the people that gave me the inspiration, the ones that came up from the streets to the top of the world, the empires, the bangers, the hustlers. That's what's fueling me again. Sometimes in life, no matter how far you go, always remember where you came from.
Listen. Let me ask y'all a question. Fellas, if that was your son talking about he looked up to some gangsters, you not slapping him in his face and say, hey man, you don't see me standing here? I raised you. I wiped your doo-doo drawers. I washed your doo-doo drawers and wiped your crappy behind growing up. I took you to school, raised you, worked overtime, kept a roof over your head. And you grow up talking about you idolize Jeff Port, P-O-R-T. And if you don't know why that's hilarious, okay, I can't, bro. Jeff Port. Mind of Matsu Musa, my brother in that super chat, much love. He said, AJ, man, coming for that butt, boy.
Good night.
Word, Bert. Not Jeff Port. Jeff Port. So we gonna call him Jeff Port. That's what. Yeah. Yup. By the power of Jeff Port, Usyk still whooped on him. Chesamane, salute. As a father, was Jeff Port or Larry Hoover, anybody from that bloodline, were they in the ring with you, celebrating or consoling when you lost? Was anyone there? Your father was there, dude. He raised you, and you get on international TV and say that. You get on the World Wide Web and say that. You have your dad's friends looking at your dad like, hey, what a fluke that was, huh? Hey, who's Jeff Port? Was he a babysitter? No. That's some African American criminal that his son looks up to. Because he tried to learn the X's and O's. You know, your father put you in the boxing gym and you tried to learn the X's and O's, but unfortunately that didn't work out. So you idolize American gangsters that us Black Americans don't even claim. Do y'all see why I really don't like AJ? Do you see what I'm talking about? You see how I'm making it make sense? Why don't you like AJ? He's a black man. Yep, look who he idolizes. But he has a father right there. I don't know his father. I don't think he's ever done any interviews. If he has, drop a link. I've never watched it. I know I saw Daniel Dubois' father. He's a happy guy. He was laughing and he gave a detailed history about what it was like, him raising his, because you know Daniel Dubois has a sister that fights, right? Yeah, exactly, Erica. Anthony Johnson. He's a worldwide star. He comes to an NBA game. Reggie Miller calls him Anthony Johnson. I said, oh, yeah, we just gonna go past that? Okay. Anthony Johnson. He's walking around with do-rags on. Okay, man. I didn't even know they did do-rags in the UK. I didn't. Okay, man. All right. Fine, man. The part of Black, Isha, salute. The part of Black Americans that he wants to be, we don't claim. Jeff Port. Yeah, Google Jeff Port and tell me what you find. Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Did you just recite a Rick Ross lyric in that order? I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Did you just do that? But your dad was in your corner when you came to New York and lost to Andy Ruiz. Your father was in the ring. Nobody from those bloodlines of those people you celebrate. Your dad was in the ring, AJ. Please explain. Don't worry, I don't want rhetorical question. I don't want you to explain anything. But Daniel Dubois' father, that's a happy guy. That's a man's man. And I see why Daniel Dubois is not rattled mentally like people think. And once you say, yo, I can't continue in the ring anymore, they label you a quitter. I know. Oh, yeah, slip the jab. I know he used to sell a little nickel bag of weed or whatever. It makes you feel gangster. Man, please. There were 10-year-olds out here in New York selling dime bags of weed. Man, come on, man. This dude, he was doing stuff that he didn't have to do. That makes you a fool. Delano, salute. But I'm making my case as to why I don't know who's going to win this fight. People think it's going to be AJ. I'm rooting for Dubois. Because I watched that interview with his father and I said, you know what? Daniel Dubois and his sister, they come from good stock, man. That's a solid man. That's a solid man. If you can find the interview on YouTube, it's on YouTube. But that's a solid man. I said, you know what, man? This guy Daniel comes from good stock because he had all the reason in the world, and they counted him out. He was supposed to get stopped by Big Baby. Y'all were wrong. He was supposed to get stopped by Hergovich. Y'all were wrong. He's supposed to get stopped by AJ, right? I'm just saying, y'all might be wrong. You might be. AJ didn't quit on Usyk. As a matter of fact, although Dubois quit, I told y'all why I feel he quit. But AJ got a worse ass whooping from Usyk. It was far worse. The first fight, when the fight was over, was he not wincing in the corner, looking like he was crying? Ring Dragon, salute. What's going on? How those Kings doing? He was wincing in the corner, crying. The second fight, he had a complete and total meltdown. Throw the belts out the ring. KG, what up? He's throwing the belts out the ring. Asking Usyk, how'd you beat me? You need to have skill. Oh, you have skill. See what I mean? You have to have skill. Oh, I don't have a right hand like Rocky Marciano. I said, oh, he got to stop. He goes backstage and he tries to get smoked with a 70-year-old referee. Who you talking to? Huh? Who you talking to? Remember that? So I'm just saying it's a possibility. What happens when it's round 8 and the fight is deadlocked? I know what Daniel Dubois is going to do. Clarence in the building, Bronx on deck. I know what Dubois is going to do. He has a reputation of being a quitter. I'm telling you, he's not. He's not. He's not. I'm telling you, he's not. Now, he could go in there and get knocked out in 2 rounds. That could happen. But so can AJ. Don't get it twisted. Because you know why? They fought before. And what happened? Now, I know y'all think AJ's rehashed and revitalized. He's on a win streak. Go look at those opponents, please. Go look at those opponents, please. He was supposed to do that to Francis Ngannou, man. He was supposed to. T. Berry, salute. I'm getting to that, yep. T. Hunt, what's going on? TJ, what's up? Daniel Dubois' last opponents prepared him more for AJ than AJ's last opponents prepared him for Dubois. Where's the lie? That wasn't even a fight against Francis Ngannou. He knocked the crap out of him with feints. Feints. Put him out. Think about what I'm saying. Then he fights oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Put his name in the chat. Then he fights what's his name? That cut up Fury's eye. The Viking. The other Viking. Not Robert Helenius. Fights him and beats him around the ring. But watch this. How active was he? How active was he? Tell me. Otto Vollen, thank you. How active was Otto Vollen before he got in the ring with AJ? Look it up. I don't think he was. How long? Let me look that up. Let me look that up. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not a Viking. He's Swedish. The Swedish. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, he fought Murat Gasayev in September. 1, 2. He fought twice in 2023 before he got to AJ. He fought Helaman Olguin, one unanimous decision. Then he fought somewhere in, I think in Turkey. But can I ask y'all a question? Who are those guys? Don't worry about it. Nothing. Murat Gasayev, he won a split decision. So by the time he got to AJ, he wasn't prepared. He wasn't prepared for AJ. Because AJ was on a bit of a win streak, was he not? Oh, and let's not forget this. Thank you, Chesapeake. I forgot that. PGH, what up? Freedom's March, salute. So, of course, AJ was comfortable going in the ring and fighting a guy that he's used to seeing. He was used to that. So let me get this straight. You fought an MMA guy and got him out of there, and you fight a guy that you're used to seeing. He was never intimidated by him. Now, let me point something out to y'all. Oh, yeah, Jeff Porter's a realtor in Kansas. That's who he idolizes. Great. Yeah, exactly, Bert. Nice one, AJ. That was cool. Now, let me bring something to your attention, y'all. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Go back. AJ, get out of here. I'm getting all these pop-ups. Francis Ngannou, Otto Wallin, Robert Helenius, who was Deontay's leftovers. Who did he fight before Robert Helenius? A guy by the name of Jermaine Franklin Jr. And what happened in that fight? I'm going to tell you what happened. AJ got let off the hook because of Jermaine Franklin came in a little bit because he's a chubby guy. He has a, dad bod, however they call it. But AJ couldn't really do nothing. Squirrely, what up? He couldn't really do nothing with Jermaine Franklin. He did enough to win. And Franklin was doing things to frustrate him. Was he not? And I'm going to tell you something else. At the end of that fight, do you remember what happened? Hold on a second. Jesus Christ, man. Jermaine Franklin. Oh, yeah, slip the jab. Well, share it. Man, look at here, man. Look here, man. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, Frank from the land. He was with Derek James. He mushed Jermaine Franklin at the end of the fight, and a little melee almost ensued. I said, what, this is AJ now? This is AJ? No. Give him some Robert Helenius. Know what I mean? Give him someone that's been used up already. Then put him in the ring with Otto Wallin, someone he's used to already. Then put him in the ring with Francis Ngannou, someone he's supposed to beat, which he did. And now they're putting him in the ring with Daniel Dubois. I'm asking you guys, now is AJ's confidence really up? All that wilding out there doing in those stare downs, whatever, y'all believe it? Y'all want to say Dubois is a quitter, right? I just explained those two losses to you. Whether you believe it or not, you can disagree, it's fine. But what's worse, what we saw from Dubois or what we've seen from AJ? Think about those Usyk losses. Think about how he avoided Deontay Wilder. Think about it. Think about how he's been treated. Think about those Andy Ruiz losses. Well, the loss and how they had to, feed Andy Ruiz a steady diet of bologna and Snickers to get him off his game. Think about how there's no rubber match. Think about how Jarrell Miller had him so scared he was off his game. He wouldn't even look Miller in the face in Saudi. Dubois don't have that yellow streak down his back. It's just not there. And I can tell why it's not there because of his father. AJ has a father in his life, but he looks up to Jeff Port and Big Meaches and Larry Hoovers. Jeff Port, that's what he said, not me. Jeff Port? Okay. He sells real estate in Kansas. So when we try and thrash Dubois' mentality and call him a quitter, you really want to listen. AJ's path is worse, and that's my opinion. It's not, well, hold on. It's not my opinion. It's true. How he handled the Usyk loss spoke volumes. How he handled Jermaine Franklin frustrating him all night. That was a problem. And I'm gonna tell you this. Jermaine Franklin. Now listen to the names, y'all. Alexander Usyk 2 times. Jermaine Franklin. Helenius was washed. Otto Wallin, he was used to, that was like his chief sparring partner, or whatever the hell have you. So he wasn't scared of him. Francis Ngannou was just a money fight. and now he's fighting a real boxer. Y'all sure y'all want to pick Anthony Joshua? Go ahead. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But don't pick AJ because your reasoning behind picking AJ is that Daniel Dubois is a quitter. That's not true. That's not true. Let's go backwards. Ngannou, Wallen, Helenius, Franklin, that went to the cards. Usyk, he lost to twice. Think about what I'm saying. Who's more prepared for this fight? He had 3 gimme fights: Ngannou, Wallen, and Helenius. Those were gimme fights. Those are to get his confidence up. But here's what I know about AJ. All you got to do is outbox him and clip him a few times. Now, you might be wondering, why do I have a picture next to these two brothers of Lennox Lewis and Michael Grant? You might be wondering. And it wasn't to make the comparison, fellow countrymen, because Lennox is a Brit or Canadian Brit or whatever. And Michael Grant was supposed to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division. Y'all remember this fight? I remember everything about the fight. I remember the commercials, the advertisement. They showed them walking through cities because they were big men. They were walking through the city like giants. Okay? And the fight, as far as the outcome, lived up to the hype. We just didn't know. Yeah, Thomas, he did. We just didn't know that it was going to end that early. And it wasn't a boxing match. Lewis fought very dirty. Those last punches he ended Mike Grant with, he literally was holding him behind the head and giving him uppercuts. And we also found out that Michael Grant, didn't have the best of chins. We had Michael Grant on the show. You can go watch it. Michael Grant said that he took the fight too early. He wasn't ready. I mean, that's for him to know. We thought he was ready. He had all the physical tools. He's slightly bigger than Lennox. Mike Grant stood about 6'7". He had like an 80-something inch reach. I mean, he was a big, strong guy. But what happens is with some of these guys, you find things out. Lennox clipped him, and he just went down like a ton of bricks. Boom! I was like, damn, what? And then he got him out of there. I was like, man. Now here's the reason why I have this picture up here. My brother Mind of Mansa Musa in that super chat, he says, remember AJ will freeze you out? Not Triple D.
Stupid butts.
Yep. So, reason why I have this picture here is, I'd like to see Dubois versus AJ go into deep waters and see what both men are made of. I like watching boxing matches. I like seeing the chess match. I like seeing the skill set. You don't really learn much when fights end early, but this is the heavyweight division, right? And one punch could change everything, that sort of thing. And we found that out with Lennox Lewis and Michael Grant. And Lennox Lewis said, all right, watch this. I ain't trying to box you. You're bigger than me. I'm going to fight you. That's what Lennox did. When he fought Vladimir Klitschko. Vitaly. Vitaly was outboxing him. He was. And Lennox said, no, I got to close this distance. I can't box this guy. I got to fight this guy. And that's what he did. He opened up a cut on Vitaly, and the ref stopped it. Said, that cut is too bad. You can't continue. And he retired off that. He said, man, I'm done with this. I ain't doing this again. Cool. He got out. I was cool with it. Fine. Andrew Galata, he said, I ain't finna play with this dude because he fouls a lot. And Lennox ran out there and jumped on him. Boom, 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 boom. Fight's over. Round one. He got Galata out there in the first round, right? He ain't play with him. Emmanuel Stewart said, yo, you know what? Don't play with this guy. Get him out of there. You know what he does. You'll be outboxing him. Next you know, he's biting you and punch you in the balls and all kinds of things. No, get him out of there. And Lennox went up there and got him out of there. Even when the fight was over, when Lennox went over to shake his hand, look at Galata's face. He was like, what, the fight's over? I was like, dang. That was crazy. So Lennox knew the mission, man. But the Michael Grant fight was over before it got started. And I said, oh my God, man. Holy crap. So the reason why I put that picture there is, you know, we could get a long fight with AJ and Daniel. But if it ends early in this scenario, who do you think is Lennox Lewis in this scenario? Based off of the facts that I just put out. Now, leading up to this fight, I don't remember who fought. Jafari, what up? I don't remember who fought. You know, Lennox was a champion, and there is no light work leading up to that. And it turns out no matter what Michael Grant did leading up to Lennox, he was never prepared for Lennox Lewis. So I'm asking y'all, looking at the resume and knowing what we know about these two guys, Dubois and AJ, if it's going to be a Lennox Lewis, Michael Grant situation, in this situation, who's Lennox and who's Michael Grant? I'm just asking y'all because we won't know until tomorrow. What I'm not gonna factor in is the narrative. Brown on Boxer, salute. The narrative that Dubois is a quitter. I'm not gonna accept that. He had a broken orbital bone and it hurt. So he's like, nah, I can't do this. Live to fight another day. I'll take that. In the Usyk thing, I think he was concerned about his safety. And I'm not talking about Usyk in the ring. I'm talking about he was looking around like, yo, they just gave him a 5-minute recoup and I hit him with a nice body shot. I won this damn thing. If I continue to do what I'm doing and I beat him, I ain't gonna make it out of Poland. Nope. I'm gonna let them have this. That was safety reasons. I'm gonna tell you something else. If Dubois wins this fight, he makes his case to fight the winner of Fury and Usyk 2. And I'm picking Usyk to destroy Tyson Fury a little earlier. All right. On mutual ground in Saudi, Dubois beats Usyk. On mutual ground in Saudi, Dubois will beat Usyk. There, I said it, but he has to get there first. He got to beat Anthony Joshua. So to side with Anthony Joshua because Danny Dubois is a quitter, let me ask y'all a question. What happens if tomorrow he don't quit? Then what AJ is going to do? Does he have a better skill set? What makes you say that? When he went 12 rounds with Jermaine Franklin. Y'all don't even remember who Jermaine Franklin is, do you? He's a chubby American heavyweight. He's about 6'2", 6'3". He got dreads. He got some tattoos. I think by trade, he's an electrician or something. He's a plumber. He's a blue-collar guy. And I was like, yo, man, let's go, Jermaine. And he ain't go to the UK. He fought him in the UK. He ain't go there and embarrass himself. He won some rounds, man. And AJ was so frustrated at the end of the fight. He mushed him, and Jermaine ran up on him. And they said, pause. Eddie Hearn said, pause. Nope, no more of that. No more Jermaine Franklins. Give him somebody that got boxed around. Oh, I know. Give him Robert Helenius. You know the guy that Deontay slept in one round? Give him him. Because Dillian White, I think they were about to fight, but Dillian White once again popped. Didn't that happen? Was it Dillian White? He popped again. Something happened or got injured. Something happened with him. That was the end of that. They gave him Robert. I think. Don't quote me on that. I forgot. they gave him Robert Helenius. Then they give him Francis Ngannou. Then they give him Otto Wallin, his sparring partner. Hashtag Canelo Abney Yildirim. And because he fought Joe Joyce, who's a puncher, he got a broken orbital bone in his first step-up fight. Y'all want to say he's a quitter? Fine. Oh, Chesapeake, I'm right. He popped dirty. Dillian White. How is Dillian White not kicked out of the sport? I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, but whatever. Whatever, man. And then he goes to Poland in the middle of the... I mean, the Ukrainians were the world darlings. For him to go there and literally drop him with a body shot, that body shot was clean, man. Then they gave him, 4 or 5 minutes to recoup? Daniel said, I'm not winning this, bro. Because I could go there and start tagging him in the body. They're going to DQ me before they call it. Let's say I bring it up top, body shot, hook to the head, and I drop him. This whole audience is going to jump on me and my family. Nope, you know what? Nope, I got to get out of this. I firmly believe that. He'll never say it out loud, but go watch that fight. I was like, no. They allowed Usyk all that time. That was not low, man. Man. But I know he's a quitter, though, right? Look at the fights he didn't quit in. Because leading into the Jarrell Miller fight, everyone said, oh, he gonna quit, he gonna quit. He stopped Jarrell Miller. Oh, he's fighting Hrgovic. Oh, he's in trouble now. He ain't gonna make it. You know, Hrgovic, I said Hrgovic what? Boom, 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 fight's over. Who's had better work leading up to this fight? Mo, boxing was good. Who's had better work leading up to this fight? AJ or Dubois? I say Dubois did, man. Dubois had better work leading up to this fight. And plus, they sparred, and who won? Since people like to put so much emphasis on sparring. In sparring, Dubois was not Otto Wallin. And Dubois wasn't running around using it as a marketing scheme. Felix, what up? He wasn't using him as a marketing scheme. They had to literally corner him. Did you really spark AJ in sparring? And Daniel looked around, he just shook his head, yes. And that's it. He didn't build his career saying, I sparked AJ. He didn't do that. Errol Spence didn't do that. Yo, I beat him up and I beat up Floyd in sparring. He didn't do that. That's not what you want to be known for. For those of you that are picking AJ, that's cool. But what I'm saying is this may not be what you think. Mo says Lawrence Okoli recently beat Lucas Rozansky in Poland and took his bridgeweight title. Dubois quit, bro. I know, Mo, but I told y'all why. Did you hear what I said? Why he quit? He did quit. But did you hear my reasoning as to why he quit? There's a reason why he quit. Did you hear what I said about why he quit? There's a reason why he quit. He did quit. And I'm saying I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Now you said recently, when Usyk fought, Dubois, that Ukrainian thing was still fresh. You dig what I'm saying? There's a reason why he quit. Usyk means, see those two names you just mentioned? Bridgerweight, I don't even pay attention to that. Those two names you just mentioned, I don't know who the hell they are. This is Alexander Usyk, man. If he took an L there, Dubois was worried about getting out of Poland, let alone getting out the building. You dig? So of course he quit. He was thinking safety first, man. I knocked him down with a body shot. They giving him 5 minutes to recoup. I didn't even hit him low. If I knock the crap out this dude, I ain't gonna make it out this building. You know what? Y'all can have it. He quit. Yeah, he quit. He quit. He did. But I get it. Now, he'll never say that out loud. Mo Boxing said, well, let me read this super chat. I'll have that conversation with you, good brother. Manda Masa Musa says, Diddy can't get a bond, but Trump's finna be president with 34 felonies. Those saying the N-word, Danny Daddy say the N-word to Tank trying to fight a damn roach. What, bro, I know. I didn't even want to talk about that this morning, bro. Notice who you don't see here. I got about 5 solid Tank fans that come in here, and I'm talking about boxing, right? They're not here. And Press made it abundantly clear it's about Tank and nothing else. He don't care about what we're talking about. I'm talking about Daniel Dubois fearing for his safety in Poland. And, you know, he's not here. He don't care about that. Now, my good brother Mo Boxing says, when it gets hard, Daniel waves the white flag. Give me the 2 times where it got hard for him. Because you might have just pulled up into the building. Because this is what they say about him. And I'm going to tell you why that's false. It must not have gotten hard in that gym when he knocked out AJ. Must not have gotten hard in that gym. Because AJ had no problem fighting Otto Von Linn. Now, Otto Von Linn been in the ring with AJ a bunch of times. I was told that at the time it was going to get hard for Daniel Dubois, and Jarrell Miller would walk him down and make things difficult and stop Daniel Dubois. That's what everyone told me. And Daniel Dubois said, yo, what beer y'all drink out there? Whatever the beer y'all drink out there in the UK, he said, hold that. Watch this. And he boxed Jarrell's face in. And I knew that was going to happen. They also told me that Hrgovic was going to be the guy. I said, all right, Jarrell Miller was fat and out of shape, but this guy Hrgovic, yeah, he's going to make it rough. And he's going to put Dubois on a meat grinder and boom, boom, boom. Well, not only did that not happen, but Daniel Dubois did something that I didn't expect him to do. He ran out there and jumped right on Hrgovic. He jumped right on him. And I said, oh man, this is Hrgovic. What's going on? He was next up. Nope. Daniel Dubois beat the snot out of him. I was like, oh man, look at that. And now he's going into the AJ fight. Now, Mo, my question was, my brother, is leading up to this fight, who had the better work leading up to this fight? Who's more prepared? Who's really more at ease as far as confidence is concerned? Steve L, salute. Yeah. He says he only hit AJ with a good shot, wobbled AJ, but didn't KO him. Okay, fine, but he wobbled him. So in sparring, sometimes when the star product gets wobbled, you got to take it easy because, you know, sparring is to work on some things, not to mess him up going into the fight. And I don't know what fight he was going into, but the word is, you know, Dubois beat him in sparring. Now, I know it's sparring, but sparring does tell some things, and that's what happened. Now, I've seen some of the stare downs or whatever. AJ seems quite hostile towards Daniel Dubois, doesn't he? Dubois sitting there chilling. He's responding to AJ with the same energy that AJ's giving him. And I'm looking at that like, yo, why does AJ seem so angry? He's normally not like this. Now, reverse the roles. Take it back to when, what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? We call it Dominic Brazil. We call him Christopher Williams, you know, Mr. Urban Dictionary, right? He was trying to trash talk AJ. AJ paused him, like, yo, you have a problem? You have a problem with me? And then Brazil stopped. You know why he stopped? He said, okay, I can't intimidate this guy. I can't out-talk this guy. He's not afraid of me. And AJ whooped him. He whooped him. So now I'm looking at how he's looking at Dubois like, yo, this dude, he cracked me in sparring. Whether he KO'd me or not, he cracked me in sparring. He's had some rough spots in his career, but so have I. So basically what I'm saying, minus the celebration by the UK fans, Mo, they're pretty much neck and neck. Would you agree with that? They're pretty much neck and neck. As a matter of fact, although I think AJ was poisoned in New York, we can't get that out of our head. Dubois had a fractured orbital bone, which hurts like hell. And he said, I can't, I can't even see. So, okay. Okay, you had a fractured orbital bone. That shit hurts. Ask Eudenis Ugas. Didn't they say that he cried? Well, not cried, but he had blood tears because the eye was healing for like what? How many days? Blood coming out of his eye. That's what Errol did to him. That shit hurts. So he said, "Oh man, I can't do this. I'm not gonna, all right, live to fight another day." Okay. Let's match losses. So he quit against Joe Joyce. All right, cool. We know Joe Joyce is a heavy hitter. Okay, fine. But I can't get I can't get that image out of my head of Andy Ruiz knocking the crap out of AJ in my city. I can't get that image out of my head. And then how he fought him in the rematch. He played stay away. A fat, out of shape Andy Ruiz, he refused to smash the gas on him. And I'm saying, wait a minute. Shaquilla, salute, sis. Players ball, salute. It makes me wonder. I was like, wait a minute. Andy took his shirt off. I said, oh, what happened, Ben? Come on, bro. And he allowed Andy looking like that to go 12 rounds. He was supposed to jump on Andy like how Dubois jumped on Hrgovic, who was nowhere near out of shape. Do you see where I'm going with this? He was supposed to jump on Andy and get him out of there. And thank you, Stormy. They split. Didn't even give him a third match. So these are the things that I'm seeing here. Stay dangerous. Salute. This is what I'm saying. Certain fighters are celebrated, but they're not really the goods. Who's the fighter that I always bring up to justify that point that I'm making? Arturo Gatti. The boxing world loved Arturo Gatti, but what's the truth about Arturo? Either he was going to look outstanding winning or look like crap in a loss, because Arturo could get outboxed. And when he does fight to a draw or a loss, the blood and guts warrior, he's getting his face all pounded like meatloaf when he's done. And we like that? Just because you're celebrated don't mean you're that good. AJ celebrated, man. He was supposed to beat and dominate Usyk. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. Then they throw him in there with an unknown Jermaine Franklin and gave him all the problems in the world. Threw him in there prior to that with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz stops him in New York. And then he beats Ruiz in the rematch. AJ didn't win that fight. Ruiz lost the fight. Do you get what I just said? Andy lost the rematch. AJ didn't win it, if you get what I'm saying. Andy was not in shape. He didn't have the mobility to get in on the inside and make it a dogfight like he did in the first fight. He didn't do it. Then they throw him in there with Kubrat Pulev, who was actually ducking him forever. I knew that was going to happen. Then it's Usyk twice. Then Jermaine Franklin. And that was enough to scare Eddie Hearn. And then what did they do? They gave him Robert Helenius, who's used up. They gave him Otto Wallin, who's a sparring partner. Gave him Francis Ngannou, who's an MMA fighter. And now he's getting Daniel Dubois. Are y'all confident that he steamrolls Daniel Dubois? I'm just asking. I'm being nice by saying this is a 50-50 fight. I'm being nice by saying that. Because I have a strange feeling, and I could be wrong. I have a strange feeling it's not going to be. Everyone's picking AJ because why? The world said, everything that I've said to you, all you know is that Dubois quit twice. You're not factoring in. Okay, orbital bone. When a fighter breaks his orbital bone, that's nothing to play with. That's nothing to play with, man. It wasn't just a swollen eye. It was an orbital bone. That bone could cut the retina. You can have all kinds of problems. And it can really ruin your career. So when I found that out, I said, okay. That hurts like hell. That hurts like hell. And how he rebounded. What happened when he tore his, did he tear his meniscus in that fight? He didn't quit. He was wobbling all around the ring. He didn't quit. He kept coming back. Then the Usyk fight happened. Now, contrary, I know he quit in that fight, but I'm telling you why I believe he quit. Because he wasn't getting his ass whooped like how AJ was getting his ass whooped. It wasn't close. I'm telling you, he looked around and said, I'm in Poland. If I beat this guy up, man, I ain't gonna make it out of here. You know what? Live to fight another day. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be different if he fights him in Saudi. But first, he absolutely has to beat AJ. And I'm telling you, that's why I got the picture of Michael Grant and Lennox Lewis. What if it ends like that? What if it goes 1 or 2 rounds and Dubois standing over AJ? Then what? Is he still labeled a quitter? Do y'all magically start calling AJ a hype job? Don't get confused by his resume. It is what it is. He didn't fight Deontay. He's fighting sparring partners. He lost to Usyk twice. And by the way, Usyk ducked Deontay Wilder. He did. We already exposed that. That happened. And they put him on this weird track, and he's paying for it now. Daniel Dubois can box. Daniel Dubois is not intimidated. Daniel Dubois has his father in his life. Daniel Dubois doesn't worship American drug dealers that we don't claim. He doesn't do that. And all I see is AJ getting excited because this guy has been around the whole time. And he said, this guy, if anything, this guy is a threat to the throne that I'm sitting on that's been manufactured. Daniel Dubois is actually putting in the work. He didn't quit against Jarrell Miller. He didn't quit against Hrgovic. He beat both of those guys. He stopped both of those guys. AJ's last 2 stoppages was against a sparring partner and a mixed martial artist. Don't forget that going into this fight. King Vulture, heavy in that super chat. Much love and appreciation, good brother. Thank you so much. Salute to Young Abel in that super chat. Much love. He says, watching Mayweather destroy Gaddy was scary. Yeah. Gaddy fought the wrong fight. He was listening to, damn, why can't I think of his name this one? Buddy McGirt. And he went in there and started boxing Floyd. He wasn't supposed to do that. You're supposed to be the old Gaddy. You're supposed to go in there. You know how Gaddy was supposed to fight Floyd? Like how Maidana fought him. At that time in his career, he could have done something similar. Cut the ring off, work the body, make it a dog fight. I still don't think he would have won, but he'd have did better than trying to outbox Floyd. What the hell was that? King Vulture back in that super chat. He says, it was the look in AJ's eyes after the Ruiz knockdown. He didn't respond like a fighter. He looked shook. Yeah. And King Vulture, I'm the firm believer that AJ, I'm a believer because of the information I got. AJ, when he came to New York, he got poisoned, man. And AJ won't talk about it. A lot of people won't talk about it, but I'll tell y'all about the phone call I got from my boy that used to work there. And God rest his soul, because he died during the pandemic. Our fella in the building, salute. He says, Danny was getting painted by the same uneducated Hrgovic right hand. Just saying. True story? True story. True story. That's what I'm saying. It's a 50-50 fight. KG says, flip it. What if AJ stops Daniel and stands over him? Everything's possible. Everything's possible. Everything's possible. I'm just addressing the reasons why people are writing off Daniel Dubois. I don't think those are substantiated. Him being a quitter, I'm not putting that on him. I'm not putting that on him. I'm saying leading up to this fight, Daniel has had the better work. But that's why I asked the question. In this scenario of AJ and Dubois, who's Lennox Lewis and who's Michael Grant? This is a 50-50 fight. Is this ending in a knockout or is it going 12? Mansa Musa back in that super chat. He says, Triple D hit AJ sparring with the power. The power of the ninja sword.
Give power to my nigger sword!
Shower still got Daniel Dubois. Yeah. Hendog said, but that's Philip Hergovich. Yeah. He's saying that AJ got a better right hand than Hergovich. Who's stronger? I don't know. But Kyle says he got Dubois. I'm riding with Dubois because I don't like AJ. But this is a 50-50 fight. AJ could win it. I don't hide when I don't like a fighter. I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to tell you, Chevy, I don't like this guy. I'm going to keep it honest. Axe says it's 50-50. Yeah, it is. It is. It's 50-50. Shower says, why didn't AJ fight Hergovich? You got to ask Eddie Hearn. Yeah, KG, you knew that. Everyone knew that. But Kyle he said it's going to be a KO around 7 to 8. Yeah. I don't think this is going to the cards. And I know the popular pick is Anthony Joshua, and I'm cool with that. Because that AJ could go in there and do it. I'm just saying this. We've seen weirder stuff, haven't we? And is it weird if Daniel Dubois wins? Is it weird? I mean, really think about it. Is it weird? Because we're talking boxing here. This is not fanboy talk. Everything that I said about the resume, I just asked who has the better resume leading up to this matchup. To me, it's Daniel Dubois. It's not Anthony Joshua. Go backwards. Otto Wallin, who is his sparring partner, and Francis Ngannou. Huh? Okay. Arthur Levant in that super chat, much love. He says, if Dubois can push AJ backwards, it's a good night. It's a good night, AJ.
Good night.
Mo Boxing says AJ is more settled now. Back then, I favored Dubois. I understand why you say that. Because before you pulled up, I was saying, we was putting Dubois on a pedestal. We was like, yo, watch this guy. He's next up. And then the Joe Joyce fight happened. We were like, oh, oof. Oh. There goes that. My brother Oddfella says AJ went 24 with Usyk. Dubois got stopped by a jab. That's something to consider. That's something to consider. I personally think that Dubois was doing better against Usyk until he stopped. And again, I firmly believe he stopped fighting because of his location. That body shot, bro, that was crazy, man, that they did that to Daniel. And after that, that just sucked the confidence out of him. And then he's like, yo, I'm in Poland, and no. We ain't doing this. And the 24 that Usyk went with AJ, I mean, AJ did better in the rematch, but the meltdowns at the end, I'm looking at his mental, you know, my God, that was bad, bro. That was bad. But it's boxing, y'all. And this is what I'm saying. This is why conversations are good to have, because all of y'all are making great points. Mo boxing, all the security, right, watch this. He said there's security, Drew. Wouldn't the security be Polish? Before you pulled up, I just said, yo, there was white people saying, hey, man, the cops are our friends. They're only shooting black people because the black people are committing crimes. Then Rodney King happened. What crime was he committing? He was getting his ass whooped, unarmed, by how many different cops? 5 or 6? What the hell? And then they said it was an isolated incident. No, we was like, no, this has been happening. That Rodney King ass whipping was light. I've seen worse. Decades later, smartphones. We're catching full-blown murders on video. And white people's cognitive dissonance, their core beliefs, they refuse to believe what their eyes were seeing due to their core beliefs. And that's when you got the truth. The truth of the matter is, y'all didn't care. We were telling the truth the whole time. So yeah, there's security. It's Polish security. That's just as empty as Mauricio Suleiman saying, I was in the locker room and it's impossible to cheat. Nonsense. Not only was he lying, but people saying, oh, the commissions catch everything. Connor will tell you that's not true. How did, y'all remember what happened with Michael Fox? How did Maestro get to the ring? Yeah, he had to be a maestro. How did Maestro get to the ring with skin gloves? Remember the ref said, who signed off on these? You hear someone saying, I didn't. Well, the commission was back there. Nobody caught that? No, they were on their phones during the hand wraps and glove wraps when they put the gloves on, playing Candy Crush. So I have no faith in the commission. I have no faith in security. I could say something else about security, but I'm not. I'm not. Security ain't what people think it is. OG Mr. Mon says fighting a style like Usyk is frustrating enough as it is. Then Dubois gets cheated out of a knockdown. I'm pretty sure it wasn't helpful at all. Yeah, it wasn't. He was up against a lot. He was up against a lot, and that's deflating when you know you won something. And then they do that, and then you're like, yo, I'm also in Poland, so if I get it right and knock this guy out, I'm not even saying that was possible. I'm just saying, what if I do enough to win? Then I got to worry about getting out of here. Stormy says, watch this. Could AJ have taken Hrgovic's right hands? Maybe that's why he was IBF #1 for 3 years. Ooh. Whoa! Go! He damn sure was ranked #1 in the IBF for 3 years, and Hrgovic was also a responsibility that AJ was supposed to take care of, and he didn't do it. So these are the things that you have to factor in. AJ has been detoured around a lot of work, man. Detoured around a lot of work. There's a lot of questions that we had. But the knockout of Ngannou and the stoppage of his sparring partner in his last 2 fights, that has us thinking that this guy's back. I thought Dubois was a quitter. I thought he was going to quit against Hrgovic. I thought he was going to quit against Jarrell Miller. He didn't. Y'all see why this fight is intriguing? I want Dubois to win. Can he win? We're going to find out. I want him to win. Can he win? He has to show me. Is he going to quit? He has to show me that he's not. Can AJ take this punch? He has to show me, man. Has AJ proven more than Daniel Dubois? That's a good question. Mansa Musa back in that super chat. He says, Rodney King can We all get along, cops reply. Yeah, can't we all just get along?
Good night.
Nope, we can't. Nah, Mo. I don't. No. Hrgovic was next for AJ had he had beat Dubois. I don't think so. There'd have been something. There'd have been another hurdle in the road, which would have prohibited that fight from happening. I promise you. And nobody would have held AJ or Eddie Hearn accountable. You know why? Because it's Eddie Hearn. Hashtag Boots Ennis in Philly versus Cameron, a guy he beat already. KG says AJ would have been smart enough to get his head off the line, not to get hit repeatedly like that. Yeah. Woody? What was the main reason why we said Deontay beats AJ? Because he don't take his head off that line. Because it'll get punched off. Has he shown better defense since the Ruiz loss? That's a question. Oh, this is a good one. Our fella says, lest we forget cruiserweight Kevin Lorena had Danny down 3 times. That's the fight that he tore his knee up, though, our fella. We mentioned that earlier. That's the fight he tore his knee up. Daniel's knee was tore up. He needed surgery, didn't he? What did he do? His meniscus or something. He tore his knee right up. We mentioned that earlier. And guess what? He didn't quit. You know what I mean? He didn't quit. He didn't quit. So where was the quit there? And he had a legitimate injury. Legit. So the eye injury versus Joe Joyce, the broken orbital bone, I could dig it. He didn't quit when he tore his knee up in this fight. I forgot what part of his knee was tore up. He didn't quit. And then the Usyk situation, to me, it made sense. Now, again, he never said it out loud. Oh, he said we didn't see the... Oh, shit. Okay, we're in the era where we want to see, we want to see the MRIs. Forget, because whatever he tore up, it wasn't a bone. So we need to see the MRIs, because, you know, dudes be lying out here. We need to see MRIs. But would you admit that him falling on the floor, you know, that wobble leg, he was doing a stinky leg, that didn't look right, man. We need doctor's notes in this motherfucker. We need doctor's notes. Exactly, Shao. I'm not a doctor. Who am I to say? I'm not a doctor. Oh, my God. Someone get me bones off the Enterprise. Pause. Exactly. Yeah. Sensei says they kept throwing all the tough opposition in front of Wilder. Even Parker been campaigning for a rematch with AJ, and Joshua behaves as if he doesn't exist. And that's why this statement right here is why I said, even if Hrgovic beat Dubois, Hrgovic could have been next up all he want. He was already ranked number 1 in the IBF. What's another year? You know what I mean? AJ would have had bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I have no reasonable cause to believe that AJ would have buckled down and fought Hrgovic, especially if he went in there and beat Dubois convincingly. That'd have made it worse. It's just my opinion. But this is a 50-50 fight. Everybody in the chat is making really, really good points. I want Daniel Dubois to win because I don't like Anthony Joshua. There was a lot of things I want to see him do, and he didn't do it. I think his career has been manufactured. I will never get over the Deontay Wilder debacle. It's messed up. It's frustrating. Wilder fought all the stiff competition, right? And AJ's been coddled. You understand? And now he's fighting Daniel Dubois, and I just like Daniel Dubois better as a person. He's not saying he looks up to American drug dealers and stuff. His father's a stellar dude. Jason, what up? And I'm just overall rooting for the guy because he has a stigma on him that he's a quitter. AJ had several times to shine, and he failed. He was supposed to beat Usyk. He dropped the ball against Andy Ruiz. I think he got drugged, but whatever. Y'all don't want to talk about it? We don't have to talk about it. I tried to tell y'all. He got drugged. You don't want to talk about it? Fine, don't talk about it. He fights Andy in the rematch. Didn't smash the gas on him. It was a boring fight. Right? Y'all like talking about boring fights, right? What happened? I'm not impressed with this dude. He could have been so much more. He impressed me. The last time AJ impressed me is when he got off the floor to beat Vladimir Klitschko. That's it. Edgar, what up? That's it. Exactly, Clarence. You're going to cry to Larry Hoover. And then the gangster thing. I said, yo, this dude has a father in his life. What does he mean? He looked up to American gangsters. I know, Mo. I know AJ's your guy. That's cool, man. And Mo, let me ask you something, Mo. What's the atmosphere in the UK right now for this fight? I mean, are y'all like really stoked for this fight? How the pubs looking? Let me know, Mo. I know it's probably like crazy out there right now, right? Because one thing I say about UK fans, they stand in the pocket for boxing. I'll give them that. I'm gonna make it to the UK for a big fight. You know what? If time and money permitted, I would have went to the UK for this fight. So I want to know, Mo, is it like electric out there? Like, whoa, this is something. This is an event. Mo says it's all over the country, man. This gotta be big, man. Yo, man, those UK events, they be huge though. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. Yo, Stormy, you crazy, bro. There's a baby oil bottle in Diddy's room that had AJ's name on it. It was reserved for him. He said, I'm gonna get that, boy. I'm coming for those cheeks, boy. Yo. Oh, and there's a soccer game on Sunday too, Thomas? Oh, in the UK? My gosh. Hey, Mo, if you could do me a favor, if you could like get video of any place that's popping for that fight and just post it and then tag me in it. I just want to see. I like things like that. I just want to see. I know the UK is like retarded right now. Like, yo, they really looking forward to this. And that's why I shout out the UK, because they see more value in boxing than the American fans do. We've been lost that like since like the mid 90s, man. It just got crazy, man. So this man. I know it's, and yeah, you know, I'm a go here, y'all. It is refreshing to see that it's two black fighters, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't like Anthony Joshua, man. I don't like him. He robbed us of undisputed. I'm never gonna get over that. But it's two black fighters that got the whole UK in the buzz right now. And I just, Mo, if you could do that for me, if you can go somewhere, if time permitting, because I don't know what your time schedule look like. If you can do that and just record what the atmosphere is like. Hell, if you can make it down to Wembley real quick and just film people going in and out the building or what going into the building, I'd appreciate that. If you can. I don't know how close you are to those spots or whatever. If you could, I don't know, just do something and post it and tag me in it. If you could do that, Mo, I'd appreciate it. Anybody from the UK? If y'all could just post what the atmosphere is like, I'd appreciate that, man. I like things like that. I'm gonna get out of here. I got stuff to do. I got physical therapy. This damn knee is what it is, man. Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, Super Chats, man. I might do pep talk tonight. Y'all know. Yeah, let's go, Daniel. I'm rooting for you, buddy. But it's a 50-50 fight, y'all. And if it ends early, who's Lennox and who's Michael Grant? But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. So salute to y'all. And enjoy your weekend.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.